ever have those days where your energy crashes, your focus is nowhere to be found, and productivity feels impossible? Yeah, me too. Running on empty, struggling with motivation, and feeling totally burnt out, it is the absolute worst. That's why I use Alter Nutraceuticals. These supplements have been a lifesaver for me on days when I just don't have it in me. They help boost focus, productivity, and fat burning while supporting weight management and cognitive health. And the best part, it's all natural energy. No jitters, no crashes, just real results. If you're ready to finally feel in control of your energy and performance, head to alternutraceuticals.com and make sure to use the code Goalpreneur for 10% off your order. Trust me, your future self will thank you.
You're listening to the Goalpreneur Podcast with Courtney Spaeth, the go-to place for ambitious and driven female entrepreneurs looking to elevate their business and life. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help you dream bigger, think bolder, and achieve your next level of success. No playing small here, only strategies and encouragement to help you shine. And now, here's your host, educator, personal development enthusiast, and holistic esthetician, Courtney Spaeth.
Tammy Johnston is the hold your hand and kick your ass business coach. She has been working with small businesses for over 20 years to help them build sustainable and successful businesses. Tammy believes that business done right, honestly, ethically, and morally has the power to make the world a better place for our customers, our families, and our communities. She doesn't just promise a magic bullet, because seriously, there is no such thing, but she does teach all the basic foundational skills you need to first survive and then thrive. She only deals in real, practical, put it to use training and advice that has been tested in battle. Check out this episode with the hold your hand, kick your ass business coach, Tammy Johnston. Hey, Goalpreneurs. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Goalpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Spaeth, and I am joined today by Tammy Johnston. She is the hold your hand and kick your ass business coach. And that's what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn all the good stuff. She's leaving out all of the fluff and getting to the guts of what you need to know. So, Tammy, thank you so much for joining us and being on the Goalpreneur Podcast.
Well, thank you for having me, Courtney.
So let's talk about your business model, because not all coaches are like the hardcore, I'll hold your hand, but I'm also going to kick your butt, your ass, and you need to do this. Not all coaches have that mentality. So let's talk about why you have your business structured like that.
Well, it's actually my clients that name me the hold your hand and kick your ass business coach, because that's just how I do things. Like, yes, I love them and I support them and I'll pump them up when they need it, but they also know that I'm going to call them on their bullshit. If they're going to make a commitment to me, they're going to keep it. And it's not because I yell at them or anything like that, but it's just holding them to a higher standard that I know that they're capable of, because I'm going, I want you to actually get the results. I don't want you to just pay me or do my program or whatever. I want you to learn and incorporate what you have learned and what you say you're going to do into your life and your business, because otherwise you're wasting both of our times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's nothing more frustrating than somebody wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
You're spending, they're paying a decent amount of money for your expertise, and then they're not putting any effort in. And it's like, I can only bring you to the well. I can't make you drink. But here's what you need to know. So do this for you. Do it for
exactly.
Your business. Oh, gosh. Okay, so take us back to the beginning. How did you get into business coaching?
How did I get into business coaching? So actually, it started a very, very long time ago. So I've been studying money, business, and success since I was 7 years old, because I'm a geek and have always loved learning about it and all that. And then actually my background is in financial services. So I literally just passed my 32nd anniversary in financial services. And I started working on the admin side and the back end and management and agent training and all that, and went through different companies and that. And then one day I got hauled into my boss's office and I got fired. And it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because I hated going into work. It was all I could do to drag myself in every morning. Not because I didn't like the work, but I just was so tired of the toxic environment. And I was already had put my resume out. I had very good reputation in the industry and was interviewing. And if it had been one more week, I would have been handing him my notice and going, okay, I'm going to go to another job with better title, better pay, and it's going to be the same crap in 6 months or less.
Yeah.
And then when he fired me, I went, okay, finally, he's expecting me to get all upset. And I just got this great big grin on my face because I felt this huge weight being lifted off of my shoulders because I'd had people telling me, you need to go into sales. You need to start your own business for years. And I had so many excuses, reasons, whatever you want to call them, going, I'm too young. I'm female. I'm blonde with boobs. Nobody's going to listen to me giving them financial advice or anything because I don't fit. And then, like I said, I got fired and I decided in that moment, finally, I'm going to do it. And I started my business in a much better position than most people because I did have the background and knew a lot of these things. But the first 2 years were just brutal and challenging because I didn't want to just go out and be like every other financial advisor that when they start, they're going to harass all their friends and all of their families. And you need to invest with me. You need to do your insurance with me. I'm going, that's just ick. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I started meeting a lot of small business owners and solopreneurs and people like that. And one of the things that I was discovering when I was working with them on their financial side, for the personal side, I'm going, these people need help with their business. Like, oh my God, they're technicians. They technically know their product or service. But when it comes to the business side, they haven't a clue. And I have a greedy, motivated self-interest to see them be successful in their business because broke people can't afford investments or insurance. So I started helping them with their business on whatever it was, needed systems. They needed to understand their financials better. They needed to put together a marketing system. They needed to structure their day and their week better. Whatever it was, started helping them. And they started to see their businesses improve and drastically. And so they started sending me more of their colleagues and other business people, and very, very quickly discovered, okay, I need to start leveraging this. And rather than just doing it one-on-one, I need to start teaching them so that I can share the knowledge with 10, 20, 30 people at a time rather than one. So I started doing my small business class like almost 20 years ago now. And then in 2019, I split my business in two. So I still have my personal financial planning business, but then I split KSA off so that I can focus on working with the business people. And my specialty is idea stage up to 2 years, because that's where I can have the most positive impact.
Yeah. KSA, I'm just looking at your name on their KSA. So I do not remember what it stands for. However, I'm going to guess kick your stubborn ass business.
Kick some ass. So very close.
I was close.
No, a lot of people look at that, especially, and they look at my logo and they talk to me for, what does the KSA stand for? No, it's not the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, although that's what a lot of the search engines still think. No.
I would never have guessed that one.
Well, Kingdom KSA business. So when I first came up with the name and I'd look it up, and yeah, it was all about, okay, how do you do business in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? No, it's kick some ass.
Kick some ass. Yes. So out of your clientele, because you've been doing this for quite some time, out of your clientele, was there one client that just stood out to you? Like they were so resistant in the beginning and something just wasn't clicking. But then at the end of the coaching, it was like, wow.
I don't have a lot of people that come and work with me that are resistant because I'm a very strong personality and I sort them very quickly. People are either very attracted to me and they love what I do and how I do it, or they're terrified and they go somewhere else. So if they come to work with me, I typically am not dealing with a lot of resistance. I've had, like, I love it when I'm working with them and I'm doing my classes or my group coaching or one-on-one and I see the light bulbs go off when things are being, like, they get it. And I've had so many of those, but I can honestly say I haven't had too many that were overly resistant. I have one client, and we're good friends and stuff, and we have a very if you saw us out in public or online or something, you'd think that we hate one another because we just love teasing one another.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a little bit resistant on a few things just because he likes being stubborn because it's me. But so that makes it even more satisfying when he goes, yes, you're right. I said, I'm right. Your life would be better if you just like clue into that fact faster.
Yeah. So when you're working with somebody, so pretend I'm coming to work with you. What are you taking a look at first? And then how do you determine like the path going forward? Is it the same for each client or is it unique to each situation?
Both. And I'll explain it. So what I do is I take people and I put them through my small business class, which is a weekend intensive, 20 hours, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. And we're hitting you with like the basic fire hose of information and giving you the whole overview of how to put together a business. And then I work with them as on a group coaching basis for a year afterwards. And I have lots of people that just keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. But when I'm doing class and when I'm doing the group coaching and stuff, we work on the businesses that are in the room. And I've worked with medical professionals. I work with people in retail. I've worked with restaurants and bars and breweries. I've worked with tradespeople. I've worked with people in health. I've worked with people in all sorts of the different arts. I've worked with products and like so many different things. The basic pieces are all the same, but how you're going to market your business is going to be slightly different than how somebody else markets. But we show them, okay, let's have the discussions and we brainstorm and work on the ideas. Okay, here's some things that could work with your business, or what do you want to try? So yes, the basic framework's the same because the basic framework is the same no matter what your business is. It doesn't matter country, it doesn't matter product, service, industry, any of that. Everybody has the same 8 basic foundational pieces, but how your 8 pieces are going to look and how you're going to implement them are going to be different. But it's learning how to do that. And another one of the reasons why I love having such mixed group, because there's great programs that are very, very niche. And those have the advantages like, okay, yes, they can get into, this is exactly how it works in a business that looks after bookkeeping or whatever, and they can get really, really detailed on it. But one of the things that I've discovered in like over 20 years of doing this is by having a very diverse group. Like I've had plumbers and electricians in with artists and massage therapists and dentists, like very, very different, and a restaurant all in the same class. And they learn that, okay, yes, everybody's going through similar things in different ways. And you also get to learn from people who could potentially be your clients, not directly, but if you're just doing, okay, I'm only going to talk with dentists, well, dentists look at it from a very different way than their patients are looking at it. Where if you're talking to people that would be working, coming in and being a patient of a dentist, they're going to look at things very, very differently. So you get a much more complete view of looking at your business.
Okay. So with the 8, what did you call them? The 8 foundations?
8 foundational pieces.
8 foundational pieces. So what is the important foundation piece out of the 8? Which would you say is probably the utmost important? Is there one?
No, there isn't one. It's like they all play a part, and the one that's most important is the one that you're lacking. So, for example, I have discovered that most people that start a business, go into the entrepreneurial journey and stuff, fall into one of 2 camps. 60 to 70% I found are typically what I call the bunny rabbit types. They're really outgoing. They're great idea people. They're very typically extroverted. They don't have a problem with marketing. They're the old saying, you could sell ice to Eskimos. That's them. They don't have a problem with the marketing. Going out networking and making sales calls and stuff is their favoriteest thing. Where they have the problem is actually getting back to the shop or the office and getting the actual work done. And they're getting phone calls all the time because their bills need to be paid, not because they don't have money, but because they have no idea where the bill even is. And they can't deliver products because, well, I don't know if I made it, or I made it, I put it somewhere and I don't know where it is. Like, they need help on the back end. So where their biggest thing is, okay, where's their problem? And then I find 30 to 40% are what I call like the owl types. And this is much more my strength. You give us a job, we will knock your socks off. We will do it way better than you could possibly imagine. Our office and workspace is properly put together. Our accountants love us because everything is put together. Where we have the problem is, okay, you want me to actually go out and talk to a real live human being and let them know how I can help them and ask them for business? Oh my God, you better get out a defibrillator because they're going to have a heart attack. So where they need, their biggest problem is a different area. And where they're having problems varies. Like, a lot of the time, especially in the beginning, I would be brought in to help entrepreneurs by their accountants. And the common one is, okay, they've got payroll that they've got to make on Friday and it's Tuesday and they have no money in the account. Can you please go smack them around a little bit? And one of the first things I do is go in and, okay, tell me about how do you do your invoicing? And a lot of the time they kind of blush and they don't want to look at me and they go, well, we've been so busy working, we haven't sent an invoice in 3 months. And I'm going, that's why you have no money. Or common one, we're so busy, we've got all this money coming in and the cash flow is great, but we're broke. What's going on? Well, they don't understand the difference between profit and cash flow. And yes, they've got lots of money coming in because they are so grossly underpriced that they're actually losing money. And they don't understand that because they're technicians. So there's so many different things that have to go in and, okay, how do we fix this for you? And it's by teaching you the basic foundational pieces that you were never taught.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So with you describing the two types, I feel like I'm a mix of both.
Which is a good thing. and another thing that I found is the longer you're in business, the more you do become a mix of the things because you've learned and you grow. But like I said, when I'm working with brand new ones, we typically have much strong, okay, this is what I want. And there's so many that, like I said, all I have to do is like, Field of Dreams is a great movie, but it has one of the worst freaking lines ever. Build it and they will come. No, they won't. They don't know. Everybody is trying to get their attention. How are you standing out? How are you getting in front of them? And I have to work with this on so many, especially with my retail people or restaurants or anything like that. And I have to provide a really great service and this will be great. And I have my sign outside. Why is it not full? Because there's a lot more to it because everybody else also has their signs up and is trying to get their attention.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So my mind just went like, boom, because I can relate to that. When back in Wisconsin, when I owned a full service salon and skincare studio, I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. I know nothing about business, but I'm going to open this up anyway. And people are going to love what I have to offer. And I was telling anybody and everybody that would listen. So number one, I did not even know who my target audience was. Mm-hmm. Okay. Problem one, big problem. Two, I'm like, oh, I'm handing them everything on a silver platter. Come to me. It's open. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs because I was too afraid to go put myself out there marketing wise. Mm-hmm. For fear and being seen as an imposter. And who is this person to do that? I had so many negative beliefs or negative thoughts running through my mind. But I'm like, oh yeah, if I just start a business, it's going to be awesome. I have so many amazing services that I can offer. I'm going to make a ton of money. My doors are open. Where is everybody?
Yep.
There's so much more that goes into it, like you were talking about. Mm-hmm. And when I was a lash educator, one of the biggest questions that I got was, how do I grow my business? And I loved to educate these new stylists, people that are learning about lashes because they had never done lashes before. So I trained them in that. And then I trained them in the business portion of, okay, now you're speaking my language because I've been in the pits. I've been in the trenches. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to fall into them because it's an awful place to get stuck. And if you don't have the right person to help you, you're going to be tossing in the towel before you even begin.
Yeah.
So,
And the fact that you survived is amazing because most don't. Most do not survive.
yeah. Yeah. It's you have to identify. I think the most important thing is you have to identify who your target audience is. Who do you want to serve? And then once you get that out of the way, it's like, okay, now marketing, and you know who you're marketing to. So you're not wasting time, you're not wasting energy or money. You're marketing to the right people. And then it is kind of like that silver platter. Your doors are open and then they just kind of flood in.
Well, yeah, because once people come in and they experience you and they go, oh yes, this is great. Well, then they'll keep coming back and they'll bring their friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But how do people even learn that you exist in the first place? Because, or a lot of the time they'll go, okay, I'll advertise, and that's all I need to do. Like I'll have a sign and I'll do some advertising, whatever that is. But I'm going, and the number, I don't know what the numbers are now, but I was reading Harvard Business Review or something like that, and this is about 10 years ago, and they were saying when they went through and figured it out, the average urban person that commutes to work was exposed to 1.6 million marketing messages a day. 1.6 million. So we can't even comprehend that because our brain has to sort out like 99.99% of that, or we would go insane. So, and people, how is it possible that many radio ads, TV ads, you drive to work or you're on the bus, how many store signs are you going by, signage on vehicles, you're getting emails, you're getting the text, like you said, this was like a while ago that I was hearing. So the numbers have got to be worse because like you said, you cannot do anything without having all of these. You watch a TV show. Well, how many product placements and stuff are put in every show? That's all marketing. Like we tune it out. So unless it personally gets through to us or it's exactly the right time, right place, and we're looking for it right now, it is invisible to us.
Yeah. I think we've been desensitized to all the marketing. So you got to do something really strategic to be able to speak to your ideal audience and to really make them listen. So when you're doing coaching, so you do one-on-one and group, or is it just group?
I do group, and then if people want to purchase additional time for the one-on-one hand-holding and butt kicking, that is an option as well.
Yes. Here, please take my money so I can have you kick my rear.
Well, the people that are really serious about getting the results, they do that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I do my stuff group-wise is because, like I said, my target are the new businesses, the ones that aren't already making millions of dollars that every business coach wants. I want to see them succeed. So in order for me to keep it affordable for them while still ensuring that they are getting the results and the support that they need, I do it as a group coaching basis because I've picked up so many clients that have worked with other coaches or taken different programs, which not saying anything's wrong with the programs in a lot of cases, but it wasn't appropriate for them. It was for people that, okay, they're already doing really good and they just want to fine tune and really get this part of it going. Well, then that program would be perfect. But there's so many that will sell you a program because they can talk you out of your money, whether or not it's right. Like if I wanted to start training for triathlons, I'm not going to pay $20,000 a month to hire an Olympic level coach. I'm not there. I want somebody who can get me, okay, through the first steps and how do I do it on a basic level and affordable. And then if I wanted to get really competitive, then I'm going to start upping it. But there's so many people that go, yes, they want that Olympic level coach and they can't even communicate.
Yeah. So is that a problem that you've run into where you're working with somebody and they're starting at square one, but they see others at, square 5, 8, 10, and it's like, I want to be right there now.
Oh yeah, everybody wants, because our whole society over the last 40 years has been all about instant gratification. Everything's about, you buy this magic pill and you're going to lose 200 pounds overnight, and you're going to look like an Adonis or a Victoria's Secret model and stuff. And people just keep buying into it, and we're going, how come I'm not getting the results? Or the results might happen for 1 out of 1,000 people, and of course they're going to highlight that 1 out of 1,000 people where it just worked out. It's like, do you actually want to succeed, or are you planning on a lottery ticket getting you rich? Mm-hmm. Because yes, people do win the lottery, but very, very few. And here's the other thing. 85% of people that win the lottery are broke, like have lost it all, and are typically in deeper debt than they were before they won the lottery within 2 years.
What? Say that again.
Within 2 years of winning the lottery, 85% of people are in the same position that they were when they started, or worse.
Oh, because they don't have the financial smarts.
Yeah, they don't. They fell into it, and they don't know what they're doing with it. And as soon as you win the lottery, everybody's your best friend.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They make dumb decisions, and they get conned out of it and stuff. I was just watching a little snippet. The guy who won the biggest Powerball lottery prize in the States ever, and they were talking, okay, he bought 3 houses. So he bought one that was like not bad. It was like $3.5 million or whatever. And then he bought 2 others that one was like almost 40 million and one was like $78 million. And I'm going, and he nice, normal guy, relatively young. I think he was working like at a gas station or something like that. And I'm going, yeah, you got like in cash, like close to 700 million American dollars. But the way you're going it, like, yes, you bought these houses, but you're not understanding the taxes and the upkeep and all of this stuff. You're not going to have anything in a few years. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. Who needs that many houses and that big of one? Are you really going to visit them? That's always my question when I hear about people spending money on this house, that house. They have multiple houses. It's like, okay, how often are you there? Honestly. But I mean, that amount of money, that would be amazing. I mean, I would love to win the lottery, but I know how to properly handle money.
Yes.
I think properly,
exactly.
responsibly. So, okay. With your coaching, your group coaching, do you have a membership, or is it through Facebook, or do you have another system that you use?
Okay. So I do all of my stuff live. So it's done through Zoom. So I literally have clients from all over the world, and I love that. But I do all of my stuff live. It's not like, okay, you sign up and you have 24/7, 365 access online for whenever you want.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people are trying to go, because yes, you build it once and people can use it whenever, but I do mine live because I want people to actually get results. Because here's the thing. If it is a set time on your calendar and you get to interact and it becomes, okay, this is something I'm looking for and I can ask questions and things like that, people will actually do stuff. And okay, it is a set thing, and change doesn't happen instantaneously. It takes time. It takes reinforcement. It takes support. So that's why we keep going for a year. And most people, and I'm for the most part a very disciplined person. In comparison to the vast majority of people, I'm super disciplined. And I have signed up and started courses that were amazing, like really, really good. But because I have access to it whenever I want for the rest of my life, if I get busy or things start happening, what gets pushed back? What gets pushed back? What gets pushed back? Because I can always come back to it. Yeah. Where with my programs, you want the results, you need to show up. And because people are going through it together and we do it live and people get to see, one of my favorite things is seeing the friendships that have built up through people in class that would never meet otherwise, but they hit it off and they support one another with their business. And that's what matters. And that's what I have seen over the years. How do we actually get the results that people are looking for? Because when I first started, I only did small business class. And people would, oh my God, this is amazing. It's wonderful. But then I talked to them 6 months later, and how much are they actually doing from what they learned? Next to nothing. Why? Because as soon as you finish the class, they go, oh, this is amazing. I can't wait to start implementing. Well, you get home, the dishes need to be done. The dog wants out. The cat just threw up. The kids need a trip ride somewhere. You have a stack of emails you need to get through. You have to get this done, and you get sucked back into life. And then you're walking by and you're looking at the binder and, oh my God, that was an amazing class. I remember all the things I was going to do, and didn't happen. Where when, okay, yes, we go through class, but every Monday I'm there for the half an hour and I'm getting that reinforcement and I'm working on it. And I have Tammy, who knows what I'm up to because I'm submitting what I'm working on, is going to ask me about it.
So, I mean, the accountability part is priceless.
Yes.
I will say I've taken so many courses over the years, which I love to learn. I love to learn from, it could be a similar course, but I'm learning from somebody completely different. And I'm going to take away a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I think, courses are good. The accountability, priceless, because like you said, life takes over. You get caught up doing something else. And it's just like you start to lose that momentum. And pretty soon it's like 6 months went by and shoot, I had a goal. I wanted to be, I wanted to make this much money by this date. And that I did not do that. That still hasn't happened. I mean, that's just an example, but the accountability part and with the, so with your calls, are those weekly or monthly?
Weekly.
Okay. So each week you're getting homework from you know what you need to do, and you're going to be held accountable. I mean, that right there is like, I'm not going to let them down, and I'm not going to look like a fool when I come back and say, yeah, I didn't do anything.
And it's not a shaming thing or anything, but it's like when you know that you have somebody, a real life person that's paying attention and will be asking you about it. So yes, so we do small business class and then we do a year. So it's 44 different calls. So we're going through and we can, like you said, we continue working on the stuff we learn in class, throw in a little bit of more stuff, but it's more, okay, getting people into the habit of actually working on their business and moving things forward. And some people move an awful lot faster than others because they've got more space and capability in their life than others, but everybody is still making progress because they have that support. It is a set time on their calendar, and we're putting it in.
Yeah. So you're in Canada. You're over in the Vancouver area, correct?
Yes.
So do you offer in person as well as online, or is it just strictly online?
I do a retreat. So I'm doing a retreat in Costa Rica for Canadian Thanksgiving, which is October. So we have that week, but all of the group coaching stuff is online for the simple fact, like I said, my clients are everywhere. Yeah.
And I started doing a fun little thing, and I'm going to offer some questions and I want to hear feedback. So Costa Rica. Yeah. So you call that the tropical Canada.
Tropical Canada. I love Costa Rica.
How many times have you been to Costa Rica?
3 times.
Oh, amazing. Like once, was that recently or were they?
Oh yeah, no, I was just there in December.
Okay. Nice. What's your favorite part of Costa Rica?
The area around, so far, the area around La Fortuna, Mount Arenal, Lake Arenal, that so far has been my favorite. Like, there's so many beautiful things, but like we've been up to Guanacaste province, which is the northwest quadrant. And so if you're into like the beaches and surfing and stuff like that, that's where a lot of people like to go. But that's in the dry forest. And it gets really, really hot there. And I'm a pasty white Canadian chick that goes up in flames.
Oh my gosh.
So going more to one of the things that I absolutely love about like the Mount Arenal area is because it is an active volcano, the hot springs. Like there are so many hot springs. And I just loved it because with it being so much closer to the equator, I'm originally from like northern Alberta, so like by summer, like the sun doesn't fully set until like close to midnight and stuff, and you have this long twilight and things like
Oh my
that.
gosh.
When I go down to Costa Rica, it's like 6 o'clock, the lights off.
Oh jeez.
So go for dinner and all that, and then you go and soak in the hot tub after dinner, and then it's just and it's so beautiful and so green, and
Sounds amazing.
the people are just wonderful. Like it is incredible.
That sounds amazing. So talk a little bit more about your retreat. What are you doing there? Do you have an itinerary planned out already or
Oh yes.
Okay.
So basically what we do, what I do is I take the small business class that I normally do Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and we take it throughout the week, but we only do mornings because one of the things, like I've been to incredible retreats and stuff all around the world, and it's like you fly in, you go to the hotel, they want you doing sessions from 7 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, and so you never see anything except the inside of the hotel room. So,
Yeah.
dear, you could have sent me to like the Holiday Inn in Leduc for all that I saw. So, taken to a beautiful place. We work on the business in the morning and we go a bit more in depth. And then you have the afternoon to actually soak in what you learn, to go and explore, talk with other people, and enjoy. So it's a much better mix, and it's why I love doing them. And you get, like you said, I love meeting people online, but there is something extra special about being able to like actually shake hands and give hugs and
Yeah.
talk over lunch.
That's amazing. So what do you plan to cover in the retreat?
So we go over everything from like mindset and goal setting and habits, vision, mission, values, marketing, systems, advisory team, financials, profit, and cash flow. And we go into everything and how does it actually work in your business and give you some time to start framing that out.
Wow. Okay, so you're talking about a lot of different things. I mean, you're getting right to the business portion.
Oh yes, and it's not theory. We actually work on the businesses that are in the room and discuss, and people have the opportunity to ask questions and get not just my feedback, but feedback from other people in the room and how would they look at it, and have a much stronger source of how to do things. And then after the retreat, we keep going for the group coaching for the year online, so that, like you said, what they're learning, they're getting that support, they're getting that accountability because it's a live follow-up.
Yeah. Okay. So would you say, or would you consider the retreat like a great starting point, like a jump off point
Oh, yes.
to push you, like somebody new wanting to work with you, do the retreat because we're you're teaching this, and that. And then it just kind of naturally flows right into the year-long coaching program.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the retreat, because you do have to travel, it is live and it is a week. It is a much larger price commitment.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the experience and
the experience is incredible.
coaching, in person. I mean, that definitely worth it.
Oh, yes.
So where can people find that? Is that already on your website?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I can find it at ksabusiness.ca, just under offerings, and it goes over all the different programs and stuff that I have and how they work. And yes.
That's amazing. I'm going to link that in the show notes and along with your website. So if anybody wants to check out the retreat and has any questions, they can click on that. It'll take them right to your website. So you have the retreat coming up. When did you say? October?
October. I can give you exact dates. Give me a second. I do it over Canadian Thanksgiving, which is in October.
Okay.
So the retreat is October 12th to 17th.
Okay. I've never been to Costa Rica. That's on my list. My husband has been there. He loves it. He wants to go back. Hopefully we will get there one of these times. But I know a handful of people that have been to Costa Rica and just rave about it. It's nice, the food,
I love it.
Ambiance, the different regions of Costa Rica. There's a handful. There's so many different regions.
It's a small country, but like you said, even just like the difference between the dry forest and the cloud forest, and then you've got San Jose and different beaches and the wildlife, and just it is lovely.
Oh my gosh. So how many times have you offered a live retreat? Is this your first one, or
this is my second one?
Okay. Where were you last time?
Last time we did it in Victoria, BC, which is another beautiful place. But I was just starting to get things going when the world got shut down for COVID. And then I moved. So now this year, everything's going and we're getting back to it. And yes, very much looking forward to Costa Rica in October.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Do you still have spots left?
Yes. I actually just have just nailed down the hotel, and we're getting everything going out. And it's not like there's going to be hundreds of people there, because for the retreat, it will be a maximum of 30, because I really want people to get to know one another and talk and gel, and not just have, I'm here and there's too many people, so I'm just going to sit in the corner.
Yeah. I think intimate retreats, I've only been to one retreat, and there was, I think, 75 or 80 people, which I don't know. I have nothing else to compare it to, but 75, 80 people. That might seem like a larger group, but once you started talking to somebody, it was like you knew them forever. It was just the right group coming together. So is that how you feel with that first retreat that you felt it was everything vibing, the people that were...
Well, when you're going to a retreat and stuff like that, you're typically, for the most part, you are going to hit it off with people that are coming, because just the fact that you're going to the same retreat, you're sharing some values, you're sharing some interests, you have stuff to talk about. Like I've been to ones which were huge, not retreats, but different seminars and courses and stuff where huge, like 1,000 people. But because we're all there and we're there for our own reasons, but we share values and stuff, it's an awful lot easier to connect.
Absolutely. So what else do you want to inform my audience about? We talked about business, your coaching, the retreat that's coming up. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you feel like we left out? I feel like we talked about a lot of different things.
We talked about a lot of stuff, and there's always stuff to talk about. But like, I absolutely love business. Business, when it is done right, morally, ethically, honestly, it is one of the most beautiful things ever. And it is the thing that has the power to make our world a better place. Mm-hmm. Like our current world was built on good business. The last 40 years, it's turned an awful lot more corporate, and I have no use for that. But we can take that back. Where the jobs are, where the power is, are small business people. But they have to survive.
Yes, absolutely. I was shocked so I read a few different stats about new businesses and how many years it takes for them to start thriving. One report said within 3 years, if a business isn't doing well, they won't make it past 3 years. In other reports I've read, 5 years.
It depends on the business, and it also depends on what other support that they have. Because if the business is absolutely required in order to support your family, that puts a lot more pressure on, and a lot of people can't make it through that. And the ones that do, they are fully in it, and they are busting their butts, and it is absolutely exhausting, but they can do it. Where if you have, okay, yes, I do need to build this and get this going, but I have another source of income that will take the pressure off, that gives you a bit more time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that was me. Maybe that's why I lasted in business. It was just shy of a decade. And from when I started to when I moved out of state and completely closed down. In that meantime, I had sold the salon portion. So I was still operating my business out of there. I kept on one employee, and we were just doing the aesthetics. And then when I moved down to Florida, that's when I fully shut off my business. Sorry, clients. And they were so sad.
Which is a good sign, because when your clients are sad because you shut down or for whatever reason, that's a way of knowing that, like, okay, you were helping them. Doesn't matter what it was, that they missed you. You had a positive impact on their life.
I didn't see my clients as just another ticket or, another bill.
Yeah.
It was, I developed a relationship with these clients. I got to know them. They got to know me. We talked about personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was developing that connection. And then it didn't matter if they had been to see me one time or it was, the 800th time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they came in, I'm giving them a hug. And for somebody walking in as a new client, it's always very nerve-wracking going to somebody new for a service. But I'm like, hey, girl, give me a hug. And then it's just like, I just start talking to them like I've known them forever.
Because you actually care about them. You are a real person connecting with a real person. You're not just some number on a screen. And I just love all the fake, insincere bullshit that all the big companies are trying to do to make you feel that you're important when you know damn well that you're not.
Yeah. So there was nothing more infuriating. I can't even say that word. There was nothing more irritating, easier word, than going into another salon for a service that I know how to do. And it's like, Courtney, yeah, hey, how's it going? Oh, fine. And then that's it. It's crickets the rest of the service. I'm like, hell no.
No.
Like you need to know how to treat clients.
Well, yeah, and getting to know the clients, because when I go to get my hair done, I don't hear well if there's background noise. So if there's clipper, I don't hear anything. So it's like, don't try and talk to me while I'm in the chair, because I can't hear you anyways, and it's just going to make me uncomfortable because you're going to think I'm rude. Where some people love doing the chatting and stuff, and it's learning your clients because you're paying attention and you're caring about them, and that comes from good business people doing good business for the right reasons in the right ways.
Yeah. So was there a client of yours that they walked in and you kind of took a look at everything and how they were operating, and it's like, yeah, no, we're not going to be doing that anymore?
I've had a couple of people come to me and I'm going, we do not share values and we are not going to work together. Oh yeah. No, I'm very particular about who I work with. Like I said, I am not going to help people do better in business if they do not intend on doing good in business. So I don't have too many of those, but I have definitely had a few. And I've had so many that, like I said, are already in business. And I've worked with people from like idea stage up to I've been running my business successfully for 35 plus years and everything in between. And we've definitely made some major changes with certain businesses. And then they're going, oh my God, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a relatively common one, but I'm very particular about who I work with.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that is usually a question that I ask everybody is do you have a system to vet your clients on who you're working with and who you're passing by? So I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, Tammy, it was such a pleasure to talk to you. Again, is there something that you feel like I really need her audience to know this, and we didn't talk about that yet?
I think we hit on all the big stuff. Like I said, I love business. Anybody can be successful in business, but very few people are because they're not willing or able to do the work to actually build a proper business.
Yeah. Okay, that just sparked another question. So when you, this could go on for some time.
Oh, we could go on for days and days, dear.
So now you just made me forget my question. Oh, no. Yes, you did. Okay. I might email you and...
willing and able to do the work that they need to build a sustainable business.
Yeah. Yeah, that question's not coming back to my mind. That's why I have my notepad here. And usually I'm writing down stuff that sparks questions. But, oh, well, it might come at a later date. And I'll email you. And if that question ever comes back to my mind, I'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, it probably will. Most likely at 2:00 in the morning, you're going, damn it, woke me up. But there you go.
Yeah, that's always the case. Always the case. Oh, Tammy, thank you so much for being on the Goalpreneur Podcast. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And okay, do you post your pictures about the retreats on social media?
I didn't for Victoria because my husband was supposed to be doing the photography stuff, and I have to be very honest, he didn't do a very good job of it. But we will definitely be posting some pictures when we're down in Costa Rica for the next one.
Yes, I'm excited for you. I know you're going to have a fabulous turnout, and I want to see. I'm going to live vicariously through you for that retreat. I want to see the pictures, and I hope that the people that are listening are the people that are meant to be on this episode and to hear what you have to say and that it resonates with them. And it's like, I want to work with her.
Well, I hope so too.
She's my person. I think that's awesome. So I'll link everything into the show notes. Why don't you give us your website is ksabusiness.ca.
Yep, .ca.
And then your social media is what?
Best place to find me right now is Instagram at ksa.business.
Okay, ksa.business. That's on Instagram. Are you on LinkedIn or Facebook?
I'm on LinkedIn and all that stuff. If you go to my website, you can find all my socials. So, okay,
perfect. I will put that also in the show notes. Thank you so much. And Star Trek. Was it Star Trek or Star Wars? Star Trek.
Oh, I like both of them.
But that one stuck out in my mind. I'm like,
my husband and I are Star Trek geeks. So
okay. Wasn't there? I think I was thinking of Star Wars. That there was a movie or they have a show, Dune. Is that part of?
That is a science fiction, but they're not related at all.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I know nothing about that. I like the old Star Wars, Star Trek. What was the guy's name? It started with a J. Jetty?
Jean-Luc Picard?
Oh no, he was a cutie. I do like him. No, I think he wore the weird glass.
Geordie LaForge.
Who?
The character was Geordie LaForge. It was played by LeVar Burton.
Okay, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. And then you had what? Scotty with the pointy ears?
That's Spock. Scotty was the Scottish engineer.
My gosh. You could tell how often I watch Star Trek.
And you're talking about two different franchises.
Am I really?
Well, yes, because Scotty and Spock were on the original series for Star Trek. Geordie LaForge, Jean-Luc Picard, Deanna Troi, Beverly Crusher, all of that's the Next Generation. And then there was Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Discovery just finished. They've got Strange New Worlds, Enterprise. Like I said, I'm big on the Star Trek. I love the Star Wars too. I like a lot of the science fiction.
Oh my gosh, I know nothing of what you just said.
Which is fine, because I'm sure you talk about things that I would be like, I haven't a clue.
I can do this, though.
Oh, cool.
There we go. I don't know what that means or who did that. Spock did that, right?
Spock did that. It's the Vulcan greeting, live long and prosper.
There we go. There we go. I can do that. It's the only thing I can do. Oh, all right, Miss Tammy. Thank you so much again for being on the Goalpreneur Podcast. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
I look forward to talking to you as well.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was so good, right? I hope you're walking away feeling inspired, fired up, and ready to take action. Listen, if anything in this episode resonated with you, if you had an aha moment or even just a little heart nudge, please do me a favor and share this episode. Send it to a friend, post it on your social media, and also tag me at I am Courtney Spaeth. And that way I can cheer you on. If you love hanging out here, please make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also, it would mean the world to me if you left a quick review. That way, your reviews help more amazing people like you find this podcast and step into the life that they are meant for. So before I wrap up, I want to leave you with these 3 things. You are worthy of success, love, and abundance. Every step that you take brings you closer to your dreams, and you are exactly where you need to be, and you are enough just as you are. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for being here. And until next time, keep chasing those big, beautiful dreams.